Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a spoiler review for Batman the Caped Crusader. This is, if you didn't know, a series that just released on Amazon Prime. This was cancelled on HBO Max and then was bought by Amazon to distribute it. And the creatives behind it are really crazy people. J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Bruce Timm, who was one of the people behind Batman the Animated Series. And if you don't know how these videos work, I thought I'd just explain it to you if you didn't know what the show was. We go non-spoilers, spoilers, and there's going to be topics probably about characters and different things, and then we're going to jump into Lego talk, because I think that there's a really cool set that we could get for this. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's get started. So non-spoilers, I thought visually, wow, it reminded me so much of Batman the Animated Series. I think it was really great. I loved the score for this. I loved all the title cards for this. I really came to grow and love the Batman voice actor here. Hamish Linklater did amazing. Like, genuinely, I loved sort of, and I know that I saw in interviews he talked about how he had some inspiration from Kevin Conroy. Definitely felt that for sure. And I enjoyed his Bruce Wayne persona. I enjoyed so much more that I'll get into spoilers, but I thought he was great. The world, the Gordons were great, and yeah, just so much of this. Some of the villains' interpretations I really love, and you saw from the title, there's some really great stuff, there's some bad stuff, and there's some, okay, I guess that's fine. But yeah, let's jump into spoilers and go through specific things here. So I want to talk about Batman, I guess, first. Again, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I kind of wish maybe he could have had more gadgets. I definitely felt that there were certain situations that he should have been able to get himself out of, maybe using different tools and things. But I really liked, again, the portrayal was great. I liked just so many shots and moments with this really stand out to me. The shot of him in the fire and turning around, he's got the two kids in his arms. There was the moment with all of the Robins, if you didn't catch that. They're all really young and they're at the same orphanage with Dr. Leslie Tompkins. Anyways, when they were walking back, when the little girl grabbed this cape, I was just like, this is so sweet. And I just think that it's so fascinating to me that for criminals who are doing stuff that are bad, obviously he's there to strike fear into them. But then when he's with these kids, like, he's there to protect them. And I just thought that that was really special, and that it reminded me, again, a lot of different moments with Kevin Conroy, which I really appreciated and really great. But one of the things that I really loved was his relationship with Alfred. And it was very much this continuous sort of plot throughout the series, which is very different than Batman the Animated Series, where you don't really have to watch the episodes in order, versus here you do. It's following the sort of ongoing decline for Harvey, but also you've got this relationship growing and evolving with Alfred and Batman. What I loved is that when he was in the car alone with Alfred, was that he still had the Batman voice. Like, that is his voice, right? The Bruce Wayne persona, that's just an act that he's putting on. The Batman, the tough, dark voice, that's his regular voice. I thought that was really great that, you know, when he is, I guess, in a way more vulnerable with Alfred. Speaking of Alfred, I really loved how little snippets with Lucius, like that one line of, like, you know, I was taught and raised to care for the help and different things. I thought that was really interesting, and you definitely felt that he put up this wall between him and Alfred, calling him Pennyworth, and just how he talked to him. And that slowly, obviously, as we saw, chiseled down to the end of him about to call him Pennyworth, but stopped himself and said Alfred. I thought was really great. I'm sorry, but my favorite episode was the Gentleman Ghost episode. I don't know why, but that was really the standout. Maybe it's because we never got that character in Batman, the Animated Series. But it was really cool just to see his relationship there. Like, he literally stepped in front of Bruce to protect him. And I thought that was really sweet. And then how he got angry, like, and was calling him stupid and all that. I thought that was so interesting, and how, you know, he wanted to still protect him. He's like, no, I'm not going to lose you. And that whole dynamic, that episode, I thought was very great. I also really liked how he was pushing him, what he was doing again with Harvey in the final episodes. I thought that was also really cool. I liked in this their portrayal of Harvey Dent. I really hate the design. I think that you've got Clayface. I know I'm jumping a little bit all over the place here for a second, but you've got Clayface, who's got like this deformed face, a different color face, right? that could have just been a deformed regular skin color. And then for Harvey, you throw acid on his face and it's not even burns, it's just holes in his face. Like, that was such a missed opportunity. And then I thought, oh, maybe that was just a fake out. When there was about to be a fire or something, I was like, oh, he's going to get caught in the fire like the Dark Knight. But no, it was just his face. And I was kind of sad about that. I was sad that they also killed him. Like, I feel like there was a lot there that I really was liking about Bruce and his dynamic that sort of only came out of nowhere towards the end, but that friendship and then how he was using him only to get information for Batman, that was a really interesting dynamic, and that's what pushed him to snap. I thought that was really well done. And in my mind, I always go back to, again, it's hard not to compare it to Batman the Animated Series, where it was done better, his relationship with Harvey was done better, and just how he failed him, and the Harvey, no. Like, that to me it just rings in my head. I also really loved when he picked up the gun and shot all of the bullets in the gun at the Crook, and you don't see it happen, and then you cut back and it's all around his head. That was amazing, just to show how angry he was in that moment, that one of his closest friends died, this person who was standing up for the truth and different things. I really like that. That was one of the things, just to go back to Harvey, is just, his sort of morals were all over the place, and I guess that's okay for a character like that, because he does, he is two-faced, right? So sometimes he'll be good, sometimes he'll be bad. So I guess in a way that was okay, but it just seemed to really be flip-flopping all over the place of, is this guy a good guy or a bad guy? And even his relationships with everyone else. Speaking of relationships, I really loved Gordon. I think that he and Barbara's relationship was really great. I love the Onomatopeia episode. I think that was just such a great episode. I also just loved the reveal of that hit was put on Barbara and not for Jim. I thought was really, really special. I also liked Barbara's dynamic with Batman of just, slowly learning to trust him. Little tiny bits, like, again, with the kids with in the Firebug episode, and then with Barbara just sort of helping her, appearing in her office, giving her his number and different things, like slow, tiny little stuff like that. I really appreciated. So we'll go in order of the episodes, I guess, and the villains. Penguin, I don't know why they chose to gender swap it. I guess because to have her have kids. Okay, I just didn't really enjoy the interpretation of it. I liked the idea of the iceberg lounge. I thought that was really cool, that it was this big ship. I liked the design of that. I loved the giant umbrella gun on the top. I just thought that was so wacky and great. The next episode was about the Clayface. So again, going back to it, I liked the outfit. I liked the mystery of it. I thought that was really great. This idea of this injection that, it wasn't just Clayface that was deformed. He was killing people and then shaping their face to make it look like either like he killed himself, Basil Carlo, and different things. I thought that was a really fun dynamic, and it was in a way a more realistic take. Instead of like a giant mud monster, it was just the face can sort of be morphed and molded. I really like that, and just sort of how, he's this ugly actor that's not getting any roles, and the only way is to sort of like rejuvenate himself and stuff. I thought that was really, really good. The next episode with Catwoman, it was okay. I don't think that it did anything too crazy. I like that out of nowhere she bought a car and had it like cat themed. That was kind of neat. Other than that, I didn't particularly care too much for that. But that was definitely something. The Firebug episode, again, I sort of talked about it. Firebug wasn't like particularly an interesting character. They're sort of used by Harvey. And Flash, I liked him too, just like two crooked cops. I really enjoyed their dynamic throughout the episodes too. And I feel like that was the most that they probably got to play besides the finale. Harley, ugh. I hated the Harley episode. Oh my goodness. I love that we got King Tut. I thought that was such a surprise. I did not expect that. But for me, like, when I think of Harley, I think of, I need her to be tied to the Joker, right? So she's not at all. I thought that her using her psychiatrist stuff to do good in a way, I thought it's an interesting concept. I don't know. I didn't like the outfit. Green and yellow. Disgusting. Oh my goodness. Again, when I think of her, I think of Red and Black, right? And, I guess blue has become sort of synonymous with her because of Suicide Squad, and then they changed some of the colors there. That's okay. Sometimes, recently she's used pink, but green and yellow, bleh, disgusting. Ugh, I hated the outfit. Again, no Joker involvement there. I didn't mind the dynamic, and I thought when I knew that she was gonna date Montoya beforehand, and I thought that that would have been like an ongoing thing throughout the episodes, and then when she turns bad, that it would have been like this big tragic thing on Montoya. But it was just their first date, and then she blew her off, I guess, at the end because she had to flee town. So I thought that that would have been more interesting if they were already like going steady, that would have crushed her even more. And then add to that she had just lost being in charge of the task force to capture Batman. I think that would have been and made for a really interesting struggle for Montoya. Gentleman Ghost episode, I thoroughly loved it. Like, I thought it was interesting to see him taking on something that he didn't believe. I thought that was really fun, that he can't really fight this thing. I was like, how are they doing this? Because I'm looking at this guy, and like the horse is appearing onto the subway. Like, there's no way that this isn't, an actual ghost. And I'm glad that it was. I think that made for a very interesting dynamic and world building, I guess, that there is magic and spirits and different things there. I thought that even just the design of it, I thought was a very fun twist. I liked the story that they created for him, that he was this reversed Robin Hood, like he didn't even take Harvey's money. All of those little things with the Gentleman Ghost, I thought was just a lot of fun. I thoroughly just liked so much of that episode. I enjoyed in that episode when he went to the library and he met the librarian and she was like, giving her condolences to Bruce. And there was moments, not even just in this episode, but throughout the entire series, dealing with his grief with Harley and talking to her. I just thought that it was an interesting sort of concept of him not dealing with this grief, and we saw him when he was a kid and different things. Just this overarching sort of narrative of this Bruce that hasn't fully, dealt with all that. I thought that was really great, and he just shut them down. Even, I guess one of the most interesting things from that Catwoman episode was when he decked the guy in the face, right? When he said, "Who wears these expensive pearls in Crime Alley," or whatever. Like, that was a really interesting side of the character. I also really liked Linton Midnight. I think I've seen the character, I guess, from Constantine or whatever, but the outfit was really interesting to me. I'm looking here at, some of the outfits with the white suit and everything. I guess in the comics or different forms of media, they've worn a white suit, but the fact that it looked exactly like Gentleman Ghosts, I thought was really darn cool. Just that connection there. Onomatopeia, again, I touched on this earlier, just, I guess, with the Gordons, but I think that character-wise, it was just a lot of fun to see, them go bang and oof, oof, and then Batman going pow. That was a really fun, throwback. I really appreciated that, to the comics and to the 66 and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. Oh my god, we'll talk more about Onomatopoeia in a bit, but I thought that was great. The circus episode, besides the Robins appearing in it, and Killer Croc there too, I didn't really care for this episode. Again, just in terms of what was going on. Like, maybe if they were stealing kids for the circus or something, but draining their life force or whatever that was, it was, I don't know. We already had one spooky episode. I didn't want necessarily another one that was like that. I wish it was more, that could have been a grounded episode with another Batman villain that, was actually important and could have pushed the story forward and different things. Two-Face got 2 episodes, and we talked a lot about Two-Face, so I won't really go more in depth about the finale. I don't think there's anything more to really be said about that besides, I guess, talking about the future. Season 2 was greenlit. I didn't even realize this, so I'm happy about that. Joker was obviously teased at the end there. I like the design. I like that he's sort of perfecting his, Joker serum or laugh serum, whatever. I thought that was great, but don't like the voice. That was not really what I would like. I mean, so far from what we've seen, just the face, I think he looks good. I hope that maybe we'll have a flashback episode to him being the Red Hood, or, maybe some classic origin for him, some twist on that. I think will be a lot of fun, but we'll have to wait and see. Some other people I'd like to see is we did get a name drop for Crane. I'd like to see that. I'd also love to see Mr. Freeze for sure. Riddler would be interesting in this world. Ra's al Ghul in the League of Assassins would be fascinating to see for sure. And with Ra's, you could even get Talia, give him another love interest. And yeah, even Bane. I'd like to see them sort of do that. I forget where it was, where he had the concussion, he had broken ribs, and Alfred was trying to take care of him, and he just wouldn't listen. Like, I'd love to see that more with him going up against Bane. Anyways, Lego talk. Oh my goodness, I love the Batmobile. I thought it was great. And I think, obviously, the biggest thing with this is minifigures. And guess what? We have a minifigure from this, practically. This outfit, if you weren't aware of this, it's the first appearance outfit. And we got that back in 2020 with the minifigure series. So I think that all you got to do is swap out the hands and you're good to go. So I would love for them to bring back that cowl piece. Why not? We've seen them bring back older pieces. And throw it in this set. Give us the Batmobile. You could do a chase with the Catmobile. But my dream, because I really love the episode a lot, would be Gentleman Ghost on a transparent horse. Would be so cool to get. Oh my goodness. Again, we've had a Highwayman before. So I'd love that. Gentleman Ghost is just such a wild choice. I guess minifigure-wise, Harley could make for a good figure. But again, don't like the outfit. Another character I'd really love, just in a set, I don't know how or where, but Onomatopeia would be so cool. And Clayface, I think, would be relatively easy to get in Lego form. So I don't think that this was too dark or anything. Like, I definitely feel like the films are much more violent and darker than this. We're getting stuff off of that. So I think that this is definitely potential. If this continues to do well, and so far, nothing but praise. If they continue to get more than these 2 seasons, I hope Lego does at least a set, a Batmobile, because they love Batmobiles. Why not, right? I don't know. I think people would love to get a first appearance suit. And then if they give us someone desirable that's never been a set, I think it'd be awesome. Anyways, everyone, what do you think of all this? I would love to hear your thoughts on the show. Do you have any ideas for a set? Am I missing something that's blatantly obvious in my face? I'd love to hear it all. Who do you want to see in season 2? Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next.